The twin suns of Varco's prime shimmered across the arena sands as Taran Miles, a human xenolinguist from Earth, stepped off the shuttle that had barely survived the trip through the Crimson Sector. He had come to negotiate a potential alliance between Earth and the Ronai Empire, a warrior species notorious for settling every dispute through ritual combat rather than diplomacy. His translator badge pulsed at his chest with a soft blue glow. His only reassurance that the negotiations would go smoothly. They didn't. The conference was disrupted the moment he entered the Grand Colosseum. A circle formed around a lone Ronai female, tall, silver-skinned, dressed in ritual armor, being mocked by warriors pounding their fists on the ground. "Traitor," one spat. "Coward," another snarled. But the woman remained still, unflinching, pride burning in her violet eyes. Taran froze when he recognized her face from intelligence reports. General Kalara Voss. The only Ronai leader advocating peace. The only one who believed humans were not a threat. The crowd roared as a massive warrior stepped forward, pointing his blade at her. "You refuse the bond right. The clan calls you unclaimed and dishonored." Kalara didn't blink. "If refusing a forced union makes me dishonored, then I stand proudly dishonored." Snarls. Vage. The warrior raised the clan blade, the most sacred weapon of the Ronai, never to be touched by outsiders. "Then you will kneel or die." Kalara stepped backward, but she didn't flinch. Taran watched her jaw tighten. She would rather die than submit. Something in him snapped. Before he could think, before survival instincts or politics could stop him, Taran vaulted over the arena railing and landed between Kalara and her attacker. The arena went silent. The warrior barked out a cruel laugh. "Pathetic human, you stumble into a right you don't understand." Taran said nothing. He didn't need to. He just reached down and lifted the clan blade from the ground. The entire Colosseum erupted. Screams. Terror. Ronai warriors stumbled back as if lightning struck. Even Kalara staggered. "Taran, you don't know what you've done." But he could see it in her eyes. Fear mixed with something else. Something almost like awe. The lead warrior pointed at Taran, trembling with rage. According to ancient law, whoever raises the clan blade in another's defense becomes the defender's fated husband. Taran blinked. "The what?" Kalara shut her eyes. "My bondmate. My lifelong partner. My clan's chosen husband." Taran nearly dropped the sword. "No, I didn't." The warrior cut him off. "You invoked the right. If you refuse, you both die." The crowd demanded blood. The clan demanded obedience. The law demanded completion. Kalara leaned close and spoke through clenched teeth. "If you live, Earth lives. If you die, so does everything you came here for." He swallowed hard. "I'll do it." The arena roared. But Kalara didn't smile, didn't bask in victory, didn't celebrate. She just whispered, "You have no idea how much danger that choice brings." Cross-swords middle. A bond forged in blood. The ritual chamber was dim, lit by violet torches that cast shifting shadows. Kalara cut the ropes binding her wrists and faced Taran. "You should have let me die," she said quietly. "My clan wants me silenced, and now you're caught in it." Taran shook his head. "You wanted peace. That's why I came here. I'm not letting anyone kill you for that." Kalara stared for a long moment, her warrior expression cracking. "No one has defended me in years. Not even my own blood." She stepped toward him, not aggressively but vulnerably. "What you did, it wasn't just brave. It was forbidden. Humans are weak to us. Disposable. Yet you stood in front of me like I mattered. You do matter." Those words hit her like a physical blow. Before she could respond, the ritual doors exploded inward. 5 armored Ronai warriors stormed in. "Your union threatens the war effort," the leader growled. "The council demands your execution." Kalara shoved Taran behind her. "You want him, you'll go through me." "No," Taran said, gripping the clan blade. "You're not doing this alone." Side by side they fought, Kalara with fluid precision, Taran with unpredictable human reflexes. Their movements synced naturally, almost instinctively, as if the bond had already woven their fates together. When the last warrior fell, Kalara dropped to her knees, trembling. "Every faction will come for us now," she whispered. "We don't escape this alive." Taran crouched in front of her. "Then we do what warriors do. We fight our way out." She stared at him, not in disbelief this time but recognition. "You may not have been born Ronai, but your heart, your loyalty, that is warrior blood." For the first time she placed her hand over his chest, the ritual gesture of acceptance. "You are mine, Taran Miles. But more importantly, I am yours." Fire final act. The blade, the vow, the fate. Kalara and Taran made their escape through the ancient catacombs beneath the Colosseum. But as they burst into the open desert, they were surrounded by the High Council's forces. Dozens of elite Ronai soldiers. Kalara stepped forward. "You will not harm him." The head chancellor sneered. "Your defiance ends today." Taran raised the clan blade, and the soldiers froze. The chancellor recoiled. "Impossible!" The sacred runes along the blade began to glow, responding to Taran, not Kalara. Not any Ronai. The chancellor stared at him with horrified realization. The blade has chosen him. A human. Gasps swept the crowd. Kalara breathed, stunned. The blade only awakens for a soul of absolute loyalty. No ritual could override that. No law could invalidate it. No council could prevent it. Taran wasn't her fated husband because he touched the blade, but because the blade accepted him. Kalara stepped to his side and lifted her chin. "By the ruling of the sacred relic, he is my bonded mate, and the rightful diplomatic protector of both our peoples." She took his hand, not because of ritual but because she wanted to. The chancellor dropped to one knee. "The empire recognizes the bond." One by one the soldiers followed. Peace didn't come that day. A war-loving empire doesn't change overnight. But an unbreakable alliance began. Blue Heart ending. Not a rescue. A partnership. Later, aboard the diplomatic cruiser, Kalara stood beside Taran as the ship soared toward Earth. "You didn't just save my life," she said quietly. "You saved my hope. And you saved mine." She placed her forehead gently against his, the Ronai sign of true devotion. "Whatever this bond means, whatever fate intends, we face it together." Taran wrapped his fingers around hers. Together. The stars stretched before them, not as two separate worlds, not as conqueror and conquered, not as warrior and diplomat, but as equals bound by choice, loyalty, and destiny.